Hey Internet, Eric here. I got an unboxing for you guys tonight, and somewhat of a pickup video as well. People seem to enjoy unboxing videos on my channel for some reason. Um, Everybody's got the things that they like. Um, it's wrestling related, deathmatch wrestling related, and Shout Factory related. First, I'm going to show you what I picked up roughly maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I hadn't planned on adding this to my unboxing video, but since I'm down here in my basement and I haven't put these away yet, and I got two packages to show off today. One from Shout Factory, and this is, I know, wrestling related. Since it's showing off collections and it's wrestling related, I'll just show off my deathmatch tournament stuff as well. So hey, if you like wrestling, if you like the ultra-violent stuff, you got that in the beginning of this video. And if you don't give a shit about that stuff, I got some movie-related stuff afterwards. So first off, I got from Smart Mark Video. We'll go with the deathmatch stuff first. I already have them unboxed. I got the 2006 IWA East Coast Masters of Pain Invitational Deathmatch Tournament. Now, this has Madman Pondo, Corporal Robinson, Jun Kasai, current NXT referee, don't know what the name he's going under now, but Drake Younger, and more. This includes a no-rope, barbed wire pit of live lobsters match, an electric fans with no guards in all four corners match between Madman Pondo and a man with perhaps the funniest and worst name ever, Coke, K-O-K-E, Hane, H-A-N-E, which includes where Madman Pondo grabs a kid in his wheelchair and he tries to choke cocaine out with the wheel of it. Corporal Robinson versus Drake Younger in a Garden of Eden match, which is cactus plants, weed whacker, and hedge clippers. That weed whacker whacks the shit out of Drake Younger. And then we got more thumbtack bats and chairs, electrified light tubes, barefoot thumbtacks, and a 12-foot barbed wire cage and bed of nails match. Fantastic tournament. I've seen it many, many times. Always entertaining. We have the 2007 IWA Deep South Carnage Cup. This was a clusterfuck. Okay. Let's see, I'm just not going to name off all the people that were in this, but we got a light tube board, light tube table, barbed wire board, and barbed wire table match. We have light tube bundles, a home run derby death match, fans bringing the weapons, a pit of hell, so much unnecessary shit, blood and guts. And this, what I mean by a clusterfuck is, I mentioned Drake Younger, current NXT referee. His match was a clusterfuck. It was him against Wax and against Viking in a loose light tube bundle, and light tube corner match. And he was laid out on a table, and Wax is probably pushing 300 pounds. He jumps up to the top rope, and he jumps to like the girder hanging from the ceiling, climbs across, like a fucking monkey, and drops onto Drake Younger, and Drake's covered with like light tubes. Well, one of the light tubes nearly slices Drake's ear off. He has to be rushed to the emergency room right away. Can't compete, finishing the tournament. Deranged, who was cocaine in the last one, he fucks up his ankle, so they have to, in a jump from the apron onto the floor, fucks up his ankle, has to lose the match. I don't think that was planned or not. He's rushed to the emergency room. And then, who was it? Scotty Vortex gets sliced with a light tube right there. Cannot continue. Has to go to the emergency room. So it's a huge clusterfuck of a match. Blood and guts. Fun stuff. 2007 IWA Deep South Carnage Cup. Game Changer Wrestling. John Zandig comes back. This is his Tournament of Survival, the first one. Comes back after being gone from the deathmatch scene for a long, long time. Game Changer Wrestling is starting up. Again, we have no rope barbed wires. We have 1,000 thumbtacks and cinder blocks. Fans bring them weapons. Light tube deathmatch. This is the one where Zandig, you can't really see it, he climbs up to the top of a building with, who is it? Joey Janela. Takes him and Joey off the top of the building, and they go through this plywood built table covered in thumbtacks. They land in the fucking bed of the truck. Zandig fucks himself up. He can't compete in the finals, so it's just a free-for-all. Chaos, blood and guts, good stuff. And now we got blood bombs and barbed wire, the best of Matt Tremont. Matt Tremont is a former CZW World Heavyweight Champion, GCW alumni. Dude gets bloody and fucked up in every one of his matches. This has got a barbed wire, no rope barbed wire match versus Toby Klein. Barbed wire match versus Jeff Cannonball. Supreme, the human horror film from XPW, which was a deathmatch type federation years ago in California. They come together and wrestle in a light tube House of Horror match. So much shit. And it's got his match against Onita, it's a 8-man tag. Electrified barbed wire exploding bat deathmatch in Japan. Another clusterfuck. Fantastic match. Good stuff. There's my deathmatch tournaments and a best of deathmatch stuff. Now, we will get to... We'll leave the movies for last. Let's get the wrestling out of the way. So I got, from my source, the usual... I've mentioned them before. I mentioned this before. I got unofficially released onto DVD, like bootleg stuff of WWF pay-per-views. I got some ECW in here. So we'll check them out as well, and then we'll get to the movies. There we go. Okay. I really like, and I've gotten updates from this guy since my last one, but I figured I'm not going to do a unboxing every time I get wrestling DVDs in from this dude. But I figured since I got the Shout Factory one and I got this at the same time and my deathmatch stuff, why the hell not? So we have, let's see here. Okay. WrestleMania 15. Okay. Off the top of the head, no disqualification match. The Rock defends against Stone Cold. Big Boss Man versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. They normally, whenever there's a best of Hell in a Cell match, they did not play this one because at the end of this match, Undertaker hung, with a noose, Boss Man from the top of the cage. And some other stuff. Let's see here. In Your House, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This was the very first official Vince McMahon versus Stone Cold Steve Austin in a cage match. Big Show, his first appearance in WWE or WWF at the time. Last Man Standing match, The Rock versus Mankind. Sure. And Over the Edge, 1999. Never released ever on home video. This is where Owen Hart died, I believe. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Undertaker. Rock versus Triple H and more, yeah. Sadly, I believe, yes, this is May 23rd, 1999, Kansas City, Missouri. Sadly, this is where Owen Hart plunged to his death. Yeah. And now on to the ECW stuff. Here we go. Glad to have my ECW collection growing bigger. House Party 99. ECW. This was January 16, 1999. Public Enemy versus the Dudley Boys. Taz versus Shane Douglas. Tommy Dreamer versus Lance Storm versus Just Incredible. And Fantastic Sabu and Rob Van Dam versus Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten. Good hardcore stuff. We have November to Remember 98. This was November 1st, 1998. This was a six-way match, or a six-man tag. Taz, Sabu, Rob Van Dam versus Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and Bam Bam Bigelow. Interesting. This was Just Incredible and Jack Victory versus Tommy Dreamer and Jake the Snake, of all people. Jerry Lynn versus Lance Storm. I'm sure that was a fantastic match because those dudes always put on a good fucking match. And here we got ECW Hardcore Heaven. What is this? 1997. Terry Funk versus Shane Douglas versus Sabu for the world title. This was the WWF versus ECW. Tommy Dreamer versus Jerry Lawler in a bloody match, which also had Jake the Snake show up and Sonny and I think Rick Rude. And this was where Bam Bam Bigelow fought Spike Dudley and he lifted him up and threw him into the crowd, and I guess he was crowd surfed all around. So, great collection of WWF pay-per-views and some ECW home video as well. Excited to look at that stuff. Now let's get on to the movies. I really love Scream Factory. I really love Shout Factory. The problem with them is a lot of times they're very expensive. And I only really buy them if I have a coupon or if they're running a sale. Well, they were running a sale. 57% off on their Shout Select features. I don't know what the difference between Shout Select and the regular Shout features are. I think it says on the back of these. I had to take advantage of a 57% off sale. Why the fuck not? So, we have bubble wrap. And we got, I know I have 4 of them. I have Mr. Mom. Right here. Designed with the film lover in mind, Shout Select shines a light on films that deserve a spot on your shelf. Cult classics, acknowledged classics, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Mom. I wanted to get this during the Valentine's Day sale, but that was Scream Factory only, so I'm glad this happened. Fucking love Mr. Mom. Michael Keaton is fantastic. I've loved him in everything I've seen him in, be it Batman, Mr. Mom, be it Beetlejuice, one of my favorite movies of all time. You want to see him go psycho, get Pacific Heights. I loved him in The Founder I recently saw. Yeah, cannot wait to watch this. I haven't seen it in years. When Caroline Butler, Terry Garr, re-enters the workforce and becomes the rising star of her advertising agency, her newly unemployed husband, Jack, Michael Keaton, finds himself a new job as a stay-at-home dad. But if Jack thinks his old career in the automotive industry was tough, he has no idea what's waiting for him at home. The ins and outs of dropping kids off at school. Love that scene. You're doing it wrong. Soap operas, whoobies, babies with chili, a cleanup on aisle 7, and a vacuum cleaner named Jaws. Not to mention the seedy neighborhood drama. Inspired in part by John Hughes. John Hughes wrote this? Yeah, he did. Holy shit. Own life lessons as a clueless stay-at-home father, Mr. Mom is sure to have every parent slapping their foreheads with sympathy as they slap their knees with laughter. Special features, a look back at Mr. Mom with the producer and co-stars. No one famous that I know of. So, no Martin Mull, no Christopher Lloyd, no Terry Garr. I wasn't surprised I didn't get Michael Keaton. But, yeah, awesome. Roadhouse. I haven't seen this in years, but it's a classic over-the-top Patrick Swayze. 2-disc. Nice. Dalton, Patrick Swayze, is the best bar bouncer in the business. But he's anything but typical. He's a little small for his trade, has a degree in philosophy, and he believes in being nice. But when he's hired to clean up the Double Deuce in the small town of Jasper, he's pushed to his breaking point. Now it's no more Mr. Nice Guy for Dalton as he starts busting heads and leading him to the all-time no-holds-barred showdown of the century. All I know is he rips a dude's throat out and his buddy is Sam Elliott. Disc 1, audio commentary from the director, audio commentary with Scott Mosier and Kevin Smith. The fuck? Disc 2, new interviews with Swayze, Kelly Lynch, Julie Michaels, blah, 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 and more. What would Dalton do? Interview with Patrick Swayze. William Patterson, I'm sure if you're watching this, has got Kathleen in it. All right. Not going to explain that yet. Incredible Shrinking Woman. I know my mom loves this. I remember her watching this so many times when I was a kid. I remember jack shit about it. Hold on. Comedy legend Lily Tomlin stars in this effervescent 1981 comedy, The Incredible Shrinking Woman. Exposed to a heady mix of household chemicals, Pat Kramer contracts a strange side effect. She begins to shrink. Baffling doctors, Pat's diminishing size starts to really bring her down, until her story captures the hearts of the American people and the attention of a sinister group of scientists bent on world domination. Jesus. Getting out of this predicament while still taking care of her family will be no small feat. Also starring Charles Grodin, Ned Beatty, and Tomlin's fellow Rowan and Martin Laughlin alumnus Henry Gibson. I love Henry Gibson. Featuring makeup master Rick Baker as Sidney the Gorilla. No idea what the fucking gorilla is about. Incredible Shrinking Woman is a smart little comedy with big laughs. All I really remember is her getting really, really small and falling into the garbage disposal and trying to get out. Conversation with Lily Tomlin, interview with director Joel Schumacher, on location now and then, and a deleted scene. Nice. Remember, like I said, I don't remember jack shit about that, only that my mom loved it. And last but not least, Matinee. John Goodman in this uproarious best as this William Castle-inspired movie promoter Lawrence Woolsey, who brings his unique brand of flashy showmanship to the unsuspecting residents of Key West, Florida. It's 1962, and 15-year-old fan Gene Loomis can't wait for the arrival of Woolsey, who is in town to release his latest offering of atomic power gone berserk, Mant. But the absurd vision of Woolsey's tale takes on a sudden urgency as the Cuban Missile Crisis places the real threat of atomic horror just 90 miles off the coast. With the help of Woolsey's leading lady Ruth, Kathy Moriarty, always fun, even in that shitty movie Casper, always fun. Master Showman gives Key West a premiere they'll never forget. Anything can happen in the movies, and everything does in this hilarious tribute to a more innocent and outrageous time in American cinema. I got this on DVD. My buddy Roger at Channel Donstar. I once did an unboxing long time ago that was over an hour long. Roger gave me so much stuff, including a shit ton of movies, and on DVD he gave me Matinee, which I had seen once and remembered nothing about. However, it was Joe Dante. Yep, Joe Dante. Roger knew I love Joe Dante. Threw this one in there on DVD and really enjoyed it. And it got upgraded to blue. All these bonus features with new interviews with director Joe Dante and other people. Paranoia and Ant Vision. Joe Dante discussed the making of the film. Mant, the full-length version of the film with introduction by Joe Dante. So we must see the full version of the Mant movie. Vintage featurette. It's not that I didn't appreciate that Roger gave me the DVD, because I really enjoyed it, but I just could not pass up upgrading, with these bonus features. Plus, again, 57% off. So, there's my Shop Factory haul. And then we got the non-Deathmatch haul, ECW and WWF. And then, like I said a few weeks ago, my Deathmatch tournament stuff. Yeah, so that's what I get. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of extra violence, and a little bit of movies. That's all I have to say. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Click the bell. Tell your friends. More reviews coming. Almost done with the Friday the 13th series. Almost done with the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Then I can get on to some requests, which I have Children of the Corn coming. I have Little Hercules coming. I have Three Ninjas coming. And then we're going to move on to some other stuff. So, in the end, I will say cheers. And I got a lot of shit to watch. See ya.